Hey all, this is Sean Gerber with Reduce Cyber Risk, and today's lesson we're going to be talking about ransomware, the scourge. 5 steps to reduce your business risk. All right, here are the objectives we're going to go over in today's lesson. What is ransomware? You'd be surprised to understand that what actually it is and what's all the hype about it. We're also going to get into the motives of the attackers. Why do they do what they do? And you'll probably come to realize pretty quick it's all about the money. And we're also going to talk about different types of ransomware and the kind that you can expect to see in your business. And finally, we'll get into the 5 steps that you can put in place to help reduce your risk of ransomware affecting your company and your business. Okay, what is ransomware? It's malware or malicious software that extorts money from its victims. And it comes down to is it basically locks up your system, your computers, and doesn't allow you access unless you pay up. And now it's done through high-level encryption. It's encrypting the files, restricting your access, and not allowing you access to these files. And because of that, it limits what you can do. And now, if you're a business, you need these files to run. So therefore, it creates a lot of challenges for businesses. It also can keep various applications from running, such as virus protection. It basically puts a block in place, so now they can find other ways into the system itself. So it's designed to kind of put limits in there. It also prevents Windows and other devices from working. Now, the key around this is it doesn't just affect Windows. It can affect multiple different operating systems, from Red Hat to Linux to different kinds of Apple systems and so forth. So it affects multiple systems, not just Windows. But in many cases, what it does is it goes after the ones that are older and out of date, XP, 2000, 2003, and so on. So again, those are the systems that it primarily targets, ones that are not updated and kept routinely patched. So what are their motives? Well, 70% of all businesses will pay the ransom. This is based on 2016 numbers from IBM. But bottom line is people pay it. So if people pay it, there's going to be more of these things happening. It cost businesses, and what they said, I cannot believe this, in 2016, $75 billion a year in cost to a business, from a capital expenses, basically paying out cash, to opportunity cost of their employees and downtime of systems. The ransomware creators can expect a $25 million bonus for making these things. So there's the incentive for them. Now, the bottom line, though, on that, though, is if you create this stuff, it's awesome. Just hope you live in a country that doesn't have extradition, because at some point they'll come for you. But there's a lot of money. It's a huge incentive. It really blows me away to understand that FedEx, though, had lost $300 million in 2017, Q1 of 2017, because of a variant of ransomware that hit them. That just blows my mind. In my mind, it's a perfect crime. I know just recently Atlanta, Georgia had a problem with ransomware. Cost them like $3 million. It's a perfect crime. It's low cost to entry, very little overhead. So here are the different types of ransomware that you can run into. An encryption or crypto type ransomware. It encrypts your personal files, and it has a time limit on the access to those files, and then they're permanently locked. A lock screen ransomware. This one basically comes up and gives you a lock screen and says unless you pay, you're not going to get in. Now, it doesn't encrypt your personal files. It just basically has that gate that's keeping you there. It's a little bit lower level, but it's still a variant that's out there. There's also a master boot record one. And this one's bad in the fact that it doesn't even let you boot into your operating system. It just says, nope, can't get in, no entry. And unless you pay, you're not getting past where they're at. So it's pretty amazing. Okay, so we're going to get into the 5 steps that you can put in place to reduce the risk to your business around ransomware. 1, back up your critical data. Understand all the data locations and know where your data is sitting, especially your critical data. Know the network connections and what connects into those systems so that you can have a good mapping of if you have a critical server and everybody connects to it. That's bad, right? You need to have limitations and segregation in there. Also, your online cloud and your on-premise servers, how do they communicate? How do they connect? You need to understand that, because if you don't update these things and you have all this stuff interconnected, now when this ransomware hits, it can spread like wildfire throughout your entire systems. And now you go from just having one instance of ransomware to multiples, to potentially hundreds of different cases of ransomware in your environment. Step 2, social engineering. Teach your people email phishing. That's a primary attack method. If you didn't search for it, don't click on it. It's what people are constantly getting phished on. They're constantly clicking these links and they're installing stuff on these systems. This comes down to education. Got to teach your people. Okay, there's no excuse for not teaching them. They still are going to click, I'm sorry to say, but you got to educate them, because there's no way that you can tell that you're not going to educate them and assume that they're going to do the right thing. They're not. If for some reason something pops up and says you need to run the administrator account, one of your employees clicks on a link and it says you need to run it as an admin, don't do it. Teach your people, do not run these systems as admins. Ideally, don't let them be admins. Step 3, if you see something fishy, you clicked on a link, man, there's some things you got to do immediately, right? Disconnect from the internet is what you got to do. Look for unknown processes that are running in the background. If there's a hacker.exe, which highly unlikely it would say that, but if it's something like that that's not normal, shut her down. End the process immediately and go to your backups and restore your systems, okay? That's why number 1 is so important. Have good backups in place. Step 4, update your operating system, your antivirus, and so forth. 90% of these issues can be resolved and mitigated if you keep your systems updated and patched. It's important to do so. It's just most people don't like to do it because it may cause some challenges. But if you don't do it and this runs into your network and into your business, you may be wishing you did it, because it'll cost you a whole lot more money down the road. Again, keep them updated. Number 5, if you get ransomware and you decide to pay the ransom, you need to decide to negotiate. You can negotiate the pricing on this. That doesn't mean you can't, they'll allow you to do it, but you still can negotiate. The FBI doesn't recommend that you pay anything to these people. You have to make a business decision whether it's important to you or not. Is the data encrypted something you cannot live without? Or is it, you know what, I've got a backup, forget it, I ain't going to worry about it. Again, something to consider there. If they do ask for money and you do decide to pay, many times they ask for some level of cryptocurrency, i.e. Bitcoin. So there are Bitcoin exchanges where you can turn US dollars or your currency into Bitcoin or some sort of other cryptocurrency. That takes time to set up. So if you got to be thinking that you're going to do this and you don't want to update your systems, you may want to have that set up in advance. Just something to consider in regards to paying these guys. All right, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you got any questions. Have a great day.